Hello, friends. Welcome to episode 243 of the Nope Coach podcast, taking our extrovert out to recharge. I'm your host, Suzanne Culberg. So we're currently in our summer holiday here in Australia. So the kids have, I think, 7 weeks off of school. Now, my husband, Jeremy, and myself, and our oldest child, our daughter Xanthi, are very extremely introverted. So we can go vast periods of time on our own, doing solo activities, reading a book, watching our own show, hanging out individually, and we love it. However, our son Casimir is the world's biggest extrovert. And it's funny because being the introverted family that the rest of us are, in the times like the summer holidays and the breaks, we don't tend to socialize. But Casimir really drags at this time because he thrives. He loves going to school. He loves going to art. He loves going places where he can interact. And he interacts with everyone, everywhere, all the time. He'll have conversations in the supermarket or the bank or, at the food court or even just walking down the street. So because it's, the summer holidays and it's a long time between drinks, like a long time between him going to school and, his usual activities, because art, he does a workshop here and there, but he doesn't do it weekly like he does in school time, or swimming even. He really struggles. So at least once a day, we go to a park. And like today, my husband and I literally coined the term taking our extrovert out to recharge. So after dinner, because the other thing, it's summer holidays, so it's quite hot. So during the day, it's just too hot to go out. And even if we did, nobody else is really out. But in the evening, sun sets, 8:30. So it's light a lot longer and it's cooler then. So we go out and he likes to go on his scooter. And it's the most amazing thing to watch because we walk and he scoots. And as we leave the house, he's kind of dragging us and and then once we reach the park, so when we went out tonight, the usual park we visit, there's no one really there. And then so we walked to the next park and they were older kids, like more, early teens, too old for him. And then we walked to the next park and it was like a jackpot. And I really kind of wish that we had recorded, like I could have made a reel or a meme or of him going in, kind of shoulders down, tired, flat looking. And then within 5 minutes has befriended half a dozen kids, started a game of tag and then hide and seek and then some, I don't know, conga line type thing. And we literally had to drag him to the park, like away. We had to give him, a 10-minute warning and then a 5-minute warning. And Jeremy and I, we are like over it. We're like, this is too much people, too much noise. Let's go home. And he's just leaving red in the face, dripping with sweat, puffing from all this running and jumping and singing and conga lining. But the spark in his eyes is back. And it just goes to highlight, we are all different wherever we fit on the spectrum of introversion to extroversion. And that can vary any given day, our life circumstance, but, who we hang around with, like our family of origin. Myself personally, a lot of my family of origin were extroverts. My dad is very extremely extroverted. Casimir and him, yeah, like two peas in a pod. And I remember growing up being told to, that I was abrupt or that I was, to get out amongst it and whatever. And it was like, no, my social battery is fried. I need to be alone. I'm not unhappy. I'm not angry. I'm not rude. I need to recharge. And knowing how do you recharge? Do you recharge amongst people like Casimir? Like, oh, this fills my cup. Or do you recharge solitary? Or I don't have the shirt on today. I've got a shirt that says, let's be alone together. And it's got a little cat gaming and a little cat reading a book. Like my husband and I recharge like that. He's doing his own thing. I'm doing my own thing. Back when Facebook first introduced the wall feature, before they had Messenger, one of us would write on the other's Facebook wall, like from across the house. And I remember a number of friends going, why don't you just get up and go and see the other one? Or like, what do you guys seriously do this? And I was like, yeah, he's in his office. I'm in my office. We're both happy. and would say, do you want a cup of tea or something? Like, obviously now with Messenger and WhatsApp and all these other features, we don't need to do it publicly like that. But people would be horrified that we would communicate across the house. It was like, but we're both happy. And when the relationship is one extrovert and one introvert, that gets interesting because sometimes, one of you wants to go out, one of you wants to stay home, and it's finding the balance and accommodating so that, both of you get your needs met. But, if you're always forever being told to be more social or, things like that, perhaps having a conversation with the people that you're surrounding yourself with and saying, actually, this is how I recharge. This is how I get my energy. I really value alone time. I always have my earbuds with me. So if I go out to the supermarket or anything on my own and I don't have family members with me, I'll put my earbuds in. At school pickup, I often have it there because I find it really confronting all the people. It's a lot for me. So, there are ways that I can take mini timeouts amongst bigger spaces. But what is it for you? And that's what I just wanted to share today, the story of taking our extrovert out to recharge and our daily visit to the different parks around surrounding where we live, and organizing play dates and things for him to interact. It's amazing watching Casimir just light up. For the rest of us leaving the house, it's kind of like, oh, how can we get in and out of this as fast as possible? And he's just like talking to everybody about everything, and seeing someone in their element is just a magical thing to observe. But understanding that their element might not be your element. Like, I love podcasting because it's me, or me and a guest, and you guys get to hear, and then I love interacting with the comments, but then I can choose how much I step in and step out. I'm not, whereas if you were like, Suze, would you want to speak on stage live? Yeah, no. So finding what recharges you, what adds to your capacity, what fills your cup, and honoring that, and knowing that that can be your superpower, rather than forcing yourself to do things that aren't aligned with you, and then working out, if it's not the same for everybody in your family unit or your friendship group, how that you can all have your needs met. Like, so at the moment with school holidays, telling Casimir we're going to have our family walk time after dinner or after lunch, depending on the heat and what else we have on. And so he can have his way of filling his cup as well, and he's not ignored for 6 or 7 weeks straight. But also that there are times during the day where each of us introverts wants to be totally alone, and he can honor that as well, so everybody gets their needs met. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, or if you think there's anybody who might benefit from it, please tag them in it or share the link with them if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If you haven't yet left a review, I would really love you to. I woke up this morning to I'll read it out actually. I haven't done this before, but it's right at the end, so if it's not your jam, you can tune out. But it's just like a little Christmas gift. So whenever I see a review, it totally makes my day. This one says, yes to nope. Suzanne's realness and authenticity is exactly what the world needs now. Thank you for sharing yourself with us here, Stacey. So thank you so much, Stacey. That's totally made my day. So yeah, I'd love any and all reviews are so welcome, and it really helps me get the word out and have other people find the show. Thanks for listening. I hope to catch you on the next one. Bye for now.